Guilty of doing no more than their jobs. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, at least 262 reporters across the world are behind bars. It's a record high, and for the second year in a row, the worst offenders have been named as China, Egypt and Turkey. Those three countries alone account for more than half of the journalists currently detained. Turkey remains the worst jailer, with 73 reporters locked up. According to the CPJ census, close to 90% of those jailed globally cover political news.
Those in power want to control the information environment. And so one great way to do that is to try to control and restrict the message and throw journalists, independent journalists, critical journalists into jail so that they're no longer, publishing those annoying articles about corruption or about environmental degradation or about whatever the issues are that those in power would prefer not to have uncovered.
Among those named in the report is Al Jazeera's Mahmoud Hussein. He was arrested and detained almost a year ago after visiting his family in Egypt. Among the charges he faces are broadcasting false news. Al Jazeera rejects the allegations and continues to call for his release.
The report's authors say this is the first year that so-called false or fake news has played such a prominent role in the jailing of journalists. It's a phrase Donald Trump championed as both candidate and as president. But the CPJ say he's setting a bad example, one that has serious consequences globally.
Fake news. Fake news.
The president's litany of insults towards US journalists may be popular with his base, but the CPJ say the effect is chilling.
Last year, our census showed that there were 9 journalists behind bars on false news charges. This year, that's more than doubled to 21 journalists behind bars. And we've heard it in the rhetoric of repressive leaders around the world, from Cambodia to Russia to Egypt, that they're using this as an excuse to delegitimize journalists.
The CPJ are calling for more international pressure on countries that habitually jail journalists and say the moral authority may now rest with Europe. They say the US is no longer the beacon of press freedom that it once was. Gallacher, Al Jazeera, Washington.